friends. Hey, welcome in, welcome in. I had a client today I wanted to just talk to you about because I saw myself in them, and I'm wondering if you are feeling this too. Hi, everybody. Hi, welcome in. That idea of Brene Brown calls it being a overfunctioner, someone who in times of stress and duress, you really just get busy and you start taking care of things and getting things done. And give me just a heart if you recognize yourself in that. Oftentimes under stress, well, let me just, before I start, I'll just wait for some people to come in. I'm in Los Angeles today. Well, that's where I live. And we have had, again, crazy COVID numbers. The numbers are going through the roof. And so on lockdown, nothing has really changed for me, to be quite honest with you. It still feels like I've been in quarantine forever, wearing that mask forever. And I have a friend or two that actually work in the medical community, and the wall that they are hitting it feels like insurmountable. I mean, what they're having to experience seems so crazy to me. And it's the holidays. There's a lot of expectations for us all to be kind of on top of things. I wanted to hear from people who might identify with this. And it's a term that I heard first from Brene Brown, and she is one of these folks, and that is an overfunctioner. Let me know if you identify with the overfunctioner. It's the person who, when shit goes down, when emergencies happen, when things get going, they kick into gear, right? And there's the overfunctioner and the underfunctioner. And the underfunctioner are those folks that when shit goes down, things happen, they find themselves on the couch, not able to deal with it, right? And it's a perfect pairing of an overfunctioner and an underfunctioner, where the overfunctioner just goes in, takes care of, they got the spreadsheets, they got the plans, they're taking care of everything. And the underfunctioner is not able to deal with anything. Neither one of them is great, to be honest with you, because what happens with the overfunctioner is they take over doing everything for everybody else. And what they do to get in and through crisis situations is go into control mode. And so not only are they trying to control the situation, but they're trying to control everyone within the situation as well. And so those tactics of overfunctioning and really locking down, and I identify somewhat as an overfunctioner, and how it shows up for me is, crazily enough, I start giving myself additional challenges. Like in the middle of the pandemic, I'm giving myself additional challenges to, walk every day, or to eliminate bread, or to remove things almost as a punishment, but it's just a way to actually control things as well. And whereas underfunctioners feel like the face of the world is overwhelming, they're catastrophizing things. It feels like we can't deal with so much. Here's what I've discovered as an overfunctioner: a much higher level of empathy. And it's been such an incredible gift, I've recognized, to I think finally understand at a level I was not aware of before, of depression, of struggling with an emotional, I've always been a super positive person. So having waves of depression that have come up like this, and not really knowing how to process them without doing more, has been really interesting. And I don't know if that resonates with any of you as well. The idea of being an overfunctioner and an overdoer in times of stress. But what can happen is, even an overfunctioner, someone who really manages high levels of stress well, that skill set is perfect for a sprint. It's perfect for short-term, get things done, move things out. Let's change things. Let's wrap it up. Let's get going, right? But for long term, the overfunctioner will definitely also hit a wall. So the underfunctioner hits it immediately, right? The underfunctioner happens and says, oh my gosh, I can't deal with any of this. See you on the couch with some Ben and Jerry's. And the overfunctioner is creating all the schedules. They're, writing the books. They're getting more clients. They're doing more than they ever thought possible in those moments of stress because it is their way to control things, control what they didn't think they could control in all of this, right? But that over functioning and over controlling of things, it too finds its limit. And so if you're someone who has identified as an over functioner in the past, and now all of a sudden you have hit a wall, right? And you're just like, I'm sliding down this wall, and have yet to have ever experienced that in your life, I hear you. I'm with you. I totally get it and understand it. That's where I'm at as well. And I've hit it a couple of times. And then research and go after it and start creating more and doing more. But for those of you who have this long-term impact of being an overfunctioner and all of a sudden finding yourself in a place that you've never been before because the interminable uncertainty, right? It's just long-term uncertainty that we're experiencing as well. I hope that you recognize that within this, there is a gift as well. I mean, I know I can be shit upon by thinking this positive even in this, but for me, what I have really gained is a much higher level of empathy. As someone who's always been, kind of shifting and being able to reframe and get positive, I'll admit that I didn't always have the patience that I could have around people that struggled with depression or struggled with difficult experiences, that I thought, let's just turn this around. Well, crap. We can't turn this around. So now I've just got to experience this. I've got to be in this and understand that I can't control the situation. I can't even control all the things around me. And I have to be in this place of being uncomfortable. And that's uncomfortable. But man, is it a gift to learn and allow myself to be way more present for my clients, way more, I think, empathetic and understanding of them as well. And I think that's what I will really take out of this is, again, I can't help it, but this is how I'm wired, is looking for the light in the darkness, that even as I continue to dance with depression, and it's a slow dance of depression for sure, there's a gift in that. And it is a gift of understanding and empathy for people who I may not have had that as much in the past. So here we are in Los Angeles, continuing on lockdown. Cases continue to skyrocket. My friends who are in the medical field are exhausted and worn out and tired, and who can blame them? And so for you, whatever position you're in all of this, I'm with you. I can't imagine exactly what your experience is, but I honor your experience and whatever it is. And if you are like, I'm charged and ready to go, I honor that. And I want to cheer you on and say, go, do, experience it. Create in all of this. And if you also are someone who just hit the wall and you're not sure how to get back up, I get that too. I understand. And sometimes what we need most in that space is just someone to be there and wrap us up in a sense of understanding and care. To have care and connection for our human beings, our fellow human beings in this moment, is really one of the most important gifts we can give to each other right now. So my friends, as a coach, as a mindset coach, as someone who really helps people create a different story for themselves, sometimes just looking at the story that we're creating for ourselves in all of this. Right now, there are 3 dots at the end of every sentence. It is still yet to be written how we're going to come out of this. Have a good night, everybody.